is multimodal code generation agents to extract web data. And so the demo we're going to go over, we were just in AI grants, and so we did this demo there. We're a bit too lazy to actually change it. But suppose you were maybe a VC, you wanted information about all the companies within AI grants, so stuff like their URL, their name, and their description. What you can do is go ahead onto our platform and then define this extractor, so you can talk about the goal of getting this company information, and then defining the precise schema of the company link, name, description. And so we have this set up already for the AI grant URL. And what I'll do is go ahead and run it. And what's going on in the background is a few distinct steps. First is candidate element selection. So we're using headless browsers like BrowserBase to actually go to the website, and we're parsing this into an interpretable in a matter that's interpretable for language models, such that we can pick elements that make sense based on the schema. And then there's a step of code generation where we're going to actually generate code following our SDKs in order to retrieve this information. And then finally, there's one validation step where we synthesize based on the schema, the actual web page, and the generated code along with the outputs to assess whether or not we actually retrieve the required data. And so we ran this in the background, but yeah, just going over outputs. So on this site, we have our names over here, Reworkd AI, web extraction at scale. And so within the output somewhere, you can see ours as well.
Yeah, so you might be wondering, like, why can't I just copy and paste the HTML for AI grant and open and like pass it into ChatGPT? And yeah, I mean, wait, where's my Twitter thread? Let me hop over back to my Twitter thread. We just did a launch like a couple of days ago. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, but yeah. So here's the general kind of idea Asim talked about. But in terms of performance, yeah, as I was saying, if you just pass in like HTML or like a screenshot, you don't really get very great performance from ChatGPT. So it's taken a lot of like hardcore kind of research effort in terms of pulling in multimodal context and whatnot. And this specific package that we've open sourced called Tarsier that allows you to extract visual context from web pages and restructure them from image into just this like ASCII art sort of formatted text. So you can see this like Amazon jobs as an image screenshot with all these tags for the LM to grab onto, and then we turn it into this like ASCII art structure that is easier for a text-only LLM to understand. And text-only LLMs have way better code generation capabilities than the vision LLMs, as we found with our kind of research direction. On the eval side, we have Bananalyzer, right? Evals are super important, and we basically built our own kind of open source tool for benchmarking these web data extraction code generation tasks. So this will come out in a few weeks. There's some really interesting stuff in terms of evals here, where we can synthetically generate evals by using the native like direct extraction abilities. You can see like the models are pretty good at just directly extracting almost like a RAG from the HTML. But then when you go and generate code to extract the same data, they sort of struggle with the reasoning. So we're experimenting with all kinds of interesting synthetic data generation eval methods there as well. Yeah, see anything else?
Yeah, and then just to touch on how Bananalyzer works, these are statically hosted versions of these same websites. And so we want an environment where we can reliably hit the same page again, expect the same data, and this gives us the ability to deterministically evaluate whether or not like performance is going up. That's the gist of it. We're live in production with a handful of customers today, where we help them extract hundreds of thousands of rows of data every month. And finally, we're also hiring, so if you're interested, yeah, please feel free to come talk to us. Thank you.